Okay, welcome back, guys. Next topic, tattooing. Okay, 3 tattooists, all of us here.
Should know a little bit, shouldn't we?
Between us, we might be able to do a decent tattoo, but fucking hell. How long have you been at it now, Joe?
26 years this year. Man and boy.
I think I'm just hitting, I think this will be my 18th year.
I think when you hit 25, you're an old timer.
So I started at 25.
Right.
I'm 43 now, so is that 18 years? I think this is going to be my 18th year.
Someone said 20 years you're an old timer, but I think 25.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to be, which I don't feel, because I feel quite young, sprightly.
I've been tattooing 10 years legitimately.
Yeah.
Probably 12, 13 illegitimately.
So when he says when you say illegitimately, right? When I was 14, I used to tattoo all my mates with Indian ink and a fucking pin on the field. Yeah. That doesn't count.
No, that's not tattooing. That's butchering.
Yeah. The first tattoo I did my knuckles, 4 dots on my knuckles. Yeah. It used to mean fuck the police.
Yeah.
And I remember going home. I was sat at the dinner table eating my dinner. I was 14, and my dad fucking punched my fucking soul out of my head. I said, "Get out of the fucking house and don't come back till they're gone."
Is he a copper?
So no.
Fuck the police.
Well, my dad went to prison for running a copper over, but like intentionally. Anyway, so when we were sitting on Paget High School field crying, we were sick, burning these fucking dots on my knuckles. I could still see it on my little knuckle there and a tiny bit there, but I just used to do it to all my mates. So, someone had made in England and they just had made in, and like a big smiley face and shit like that. But no, let's go. Okay, let's look at a backstory. How did we get into tattooing? Yeah. Let's see if we've got any stories. I know that I think I was about, when I first wanted to become a tattooist, I'm going to say I was about, it come onto my agenda at about 23, maybe 24.
That's quite foreign, isn't it?
Well, my first tattoos, when I was 14, we got tattooed in a shopping bill. We talk about it on another podcast when we, the man robbed the phone and he drilled the phone box and we got the money and I went and got a tattoo when I was 14. And then by 15 I'd had all this done here.
So you'd had tattoos before you started tattooing then?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, I was covered.
That's how it started.
Yeah, my arms was full. All my arms was full. My chest, my ribs was done. Everything was before I started tattooing, yeah.
But it was still like 23 when you thought, I'll do this for a job?
Yeah, so I started getting tattooed when I was 14, getting tattooed. I used to be in the changing rooms at school and I'd like...
Don't get tattoos at 14.
Tasmanian devil on my back and all that. So, you know, back then everything was different, but that's when I started getting tattoos. But back then, not everybody had tattoos. You see lads walking down the street now are like... They don't look like they should have tattoos. Tattoos are helping people get fucking laid out.
Back then it was just tribal, wasn't it? And Betty Boops.
Bad motherfuckers got tattoos.
Tattoos.
Yeah. And Council Estate women got fucking Winnie the Poohs and a dolphin jumping over a rainbow.
I remember being at school and I was the second to last year and there was a girl in the last year and she had like a little tribal son and I was like, and she was like, yeah, I had this tattoo and I was fascinated by it. That wasn't the first time I'd seen a tattoo, but I was like, how much was that? She was like, it was like 70 quid. And I remember looking at it going, if I had 70 quid, my folks just want to know where that 70 quid's gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like where did she get 70 quid?
Yeah. I think she had some money, do you know what I mean?
Well, like we say in the last podcast, if you go back and watch it, there's a picture of a guy, he's got a leather jacket on, UB40 tattoo on his neck, drilling a phone box, and we went with him and we got the money off him and we said, because it was we robbed the phone box.
They cut you in on the stash.
It was 180 quid in chains. Yeah, he gave us 100 quid and he took 80. And we brought it all home in 10p's and my mum was like, where have you got that money from? I said, we won it on the gamble. So we was on holiday in Real.
Yeah.
So she's going to believe it. So I said, I'm going to go and get a tattoo. She said, you're fucking not. She said, my mate at the time, I won't mention his name in case he don't want it to be mentioned, but he was on holiday with me. Obviously, you can't go on holiday with me and get a tattoo. His mum might be sick. But we was little bastards. We're going to do it anyway. And now that is a long, different story. It's on another podcast. We won't go into that again. But that's when it started. Then for me, it was about symmetrics. Once I'd got one here, I needed one there. Yeah. And once I got one here, I wanted one there. That's how it sort of like...
But I was that. But
I was always like that.
But the one that I had there, I had to have there.
Yeah.
Do you know, the rest of me is not symmetric, but I had to...
Well, you get bad advice, don't you, with tattoos? So for me, I started going and getting tattooed off a guy called Carl Fletcher that was tattooed. So in Warrington, there's like 40 shops now. I don't know if you know that. There was 4 shops. There was 4 shops when I was getting tattooed in Warrington. That was it. 4. I can name them if you want to hear them.
When I was a kid, there was 3 in Bolton.
Yeah, there was 4 and
20 now, isn't there?
40.
The 40?
40 shops.
Last time there was 18 last time I counted.
No,
like shops.
There's about 40 shops in Warrington now. Ones you've never even heard of, like people. But anyway, let's move on.
They're all terrible.
So I was getting I mean, I went to I'd had in Rill. There's like a band here. I don't know if we can see it. I'd had a band there, and this was the Chinese writing I got. And I went to this guy who he just mentioned, and I said, I want a full sleeve, and he said, you can't have one. said, why? He said, because that band and then Chinese thing there. So what can you do? I said, well, we can put some stars. So he said, that's all we can do. So I ended up with my whole arm covered in stars and going onto my chest.
From real?
No, from Carl.
Oh, right.
From Carl, and it was Voodoo, Saz's Voodoo.
Yeah.
And it was back then, it was sort of like, I don't know, I didn't know. You just go with what
Stars
the tattoo says.
Stars
You know what I
big,
mean?
though.
You have a full fucking arm of them, you know what I mean? Anyway, I remember being in that tattoo studio once, and we've talked about this story before. He was tattooing me, Carl, and this girl come walking in, and she's like proper gushing over him. She's like, oh my God, thank you for my tattoo, I love it. And she bought him a bottle of Tommy Hilfiger aftershave, yeah?
Nice.
And this Tommy Hilfiger aftershave, she gave it to him. He was like, oh, and I'm thinking, she's already paid over the odds for a tattoo. She's happy with it. She's like, thinks he's great. He was like God. Tattooist was like, you know, it's quite a prestigious job.
Yeah.
Anyway, this girl walked out and he picked up this bottle of aftershave and went like that, threw it in the bin. And he went, fucking hell, it's not 1980, we don't wear Tommy Hilfiger anymore. And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
This guy must be fucking well rich and cool. Like, girls are coming in saying, I've bought you the aftershave. He just throws it in the bin. And I just thought, wow, easy money. Sitting on your bum, drawing. I thought, I could draw, do a bit of drawing. Like, I could do this. It's tracing, innit? That's what you think.
Yeah. Well, it's all it was then.
But then Joe told me, after I'd left, he went back in the bin and got the aftershave
No,
out of the bin.
I wasn't there then. I wasn't a Voodoo.
I think someone told you, or the story come
right.
back to me that basically, after I'd left, he was just showing off a bit and he got the... He got the aftershave out of the bin, but I just thought he was the coolest guy, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that was how I wanted to get into tattooing.
I had a bit of an experience of like, you know, sort of you not idolised, but thought someone was cool. I wanted to do tattooing since I was like 14, 15. Not getting into it, long story, but I knew a guy whose son was a tattooist. So it was Rambo in Manchester who's been doing it sort of
Rambo's,
years.
yeah.
And I knew his lad Dean used to hang around with brothers mates, and then was you got to speak to Johnny because real name's Johnny. So you got to speak to Johnny. He wants to do it, right? He wants to do it. And the thing is, right? If you back then, if you told a tattooist you wanted to tattoo, they don't say nothing. Yeah. So and he said to me, right, you can't get into it unless your dad does it. I was like, oh right. And we used to have house parties at mine when my folks went away. Don't tell mum and dad. And he'd come over and he was going to tattoo in my room, and I was in Dean Ramsbottom was going to tattoo in my room, and he's like, listen, I can't let you in to watch because I know you. Oh no, that's fine, mate, it's fine. And he let me do the stencil. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, but I was fucking secret. Yeah, I thought I was in fucking awe. Anyway, long story short, I ended up meeting a guy, and he was like, "So you want to be a tattooist?" I went, yeah, but you can't do it, can you? Unless your dad's a tattooist. He goes, "Well, my dad's not a tattooist, and I do it." And he said, "Well," and I said, "Well, who told you that?" He goes, "Well, I know Dean Ramsbottom." He goes, "Right, well, I know the guy who taught Dean Ramsbottom dad how to tattoo." I was like, "Oh right." Turns out they didn't. I think I said this last time. They both worked together, and that's how I got into it. But I got took on just to piss Dean Ramsbottom off. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
So anyway, as I was saying, how I got into it.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Sorry.
I'm just joking. So me seeing that was why I wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
So then I said, right, give us a job. And Paul was like, no, we haven't got any jobs. We've got an apprentice. It's sort of like you had to be someone's fucking cousin or so, you know. It's
not what you know. It's who you know,
in the
innit?
clique.
It's
Yeah.
who you know.
You know, they say like, have you done any tattooing before? No, that's why I want a fucking job in apprentice. Not done any tattooing. Well, if you'd done tattooing at home, they pull the face as well. It's like so I went to the 4 shops and no. Anyway, fucked it off. I'm not going to be a tattooist now. That's it. Next job. I think I was working on the doors at the time, and Pat, who we talked about before, another guy, he messaged me up and he said, "Did you come into this one tattoo shop and bring some drawings in about a year ago?" I was like, yeah, that was me. And he went, "Well, I remember your drawings was fucking mint." Well, I'm good at art. You remember that? Don't you? I'm a much better artist than I am fucking tattoo artist. But he was like, "My brother's opened a shop. Do you want to come for a trial?" Now, I knew of this shop and I thought, they're not the best tattoos coming out of there. But no one else is fucking giving me a job.
in the door, innit?
So I got there and he said, right, I come for a couple of hours. Next day I come and he right, you've got to tattoo yourself if you want to be a tattooist. So he made me do all these fucking tattoos on both of my legs here, which is a fucking mess. Yeah,
I've heard about people doing that, saying your princess tattoo yourself. I'm like, I never did.
I didn't really want to ruin myself, but I won't cover them up or change them anymore. Finish them because they remind me of where I come from. Yeah. So anyway, the next day he was like, right, I want fucking 80 quid a week. This is your room. Off you go.
That was a good cut. That
he didn't know how to tattoo. Really, I didn't know how to tattoo.
Exactly,
I just knew basically I was just fucking people up bad. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. But yeah, that's how it started for me, how I got into it. You've just obviously said what happened with you.
Well, I similar. So the guy who taught me, he had MS, he was really poorly, so he couldn't tattoo. And I remember saying to him, well, I was like, I keep fucking these tattoos up, they keep coming back to get recoloured. Don't you worry about it. You do the tattoo, if it needs recolouring, I'll go over it. I'm like, I'm sure that's not how it works. I'm sure they meant to come out alright, do you know what I mean? That's what I do.
You just got to do what you got to do, aren't you? And Adam, how did you get into tattooing?
I was always just into heavy music, and everyone in the bands, had tattoos. First tattoo I saw, I was probably about 4 or 5, and my brother-in-law came home with a tribal on his arm, and I didn't know what a tattoo was at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a tattoo, like it's permanent, it's not gonna go."
Yeah.
And I remember it scabbing and looking like fucking weird and that, but I was thinking like, yeah, that's that's cool. You can draw on someone, it stays there forever. Yeah. And as I got older, I got into the heavy bands and that, and I got to about 15, 16, and I was big into drawing, and I thought, I don't want to work a desk job, I don't want to work Mackies, I want to do something that I enjoy. Yeah. Don't want to go uni because it's a fucking waste of money. Yeah.
So tell them.
It's quite a prestigious job, isn't it? Like, people, everyone seems to be trying to do it this day and age, but back then it was more rare, wasn't it? And
I consider myself extremely lucky to be doing what I'm doing right now because it's so hard to get into. Now there's so many people.
How did you get into it? This is you just told us why you wanted to do it, but how did you get into tattooing?
Right. So it started. These things in my ears, right? My mate wanted a pair of tunnels that I had, and he was like, "I've got a tattoo machine. I'll swap you this tattoo machine for those tunnels." So I was like, "Right, fuck it."
So you started fucking around on yourself.
Literally, yeah. And from then I just started.
So that's different from us because obviously at this day and age, anyone can buy a tattoo machine. They're accessible.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you used to have to show your license to get stuff from. It was all different, so it was hard for us to just buy a tattoo machine.
Yeah. The way you should.
So you started fucking around on yourself.
Yeah.
So, but how did you end up getting into a shop? What happened then?
Started working with a local tattooist, female tattooist. She wasn't the most reliable to work with. Ended up leaving there, and then someone recommended you. And
who's the female tattooist? Do you want to say?
I don't want to say the name.
That's fine, but
you probably know who it is. You probably know.
Don't give him the smoke.
I've got. Go on.
Yeah, and then from there, someone mentioned you. You were looking for an artist. Yeah. You didn't want an apprentice.
No.
But I thought, it's worth a try.
Yeah, can't be fucked teaching no one.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I thought,
so
I know the basics.
You remember? I don't remember, but you came. Did you just come in the shop and?
I came in your shop on 420, right? And I told
on 420.
Yeah, it was on 420.
Were we high?
Yeah. No, I wasn't high, right? And I remember, and I told you everything that I've been doing, and I said, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I've got the passion for it. I want to do this. Yeah. And it was just from there, basically, wasn't it?
So I think like when like somebody's coming into your shop and you're choosing like I didn't want an apprentice necessarily.
You was nice enough to say to me.
The thing is though, there's people who'd message you you get it all the time. I'm still getting it now.
Yeah.
You get it all the time. People asking, and I'm like, if I was interested, you need to come in the shop. You need to bring your drawings. You need to do. Do you know what I mean? Show me some commitment.
You always bring the same kind of stuff, don't they?
Yeah,
it's always the same.
For me, it wasn't about like his artwork. It didn't look great. His artwork wasn't great. I wasn't interested in any of that. I've got to work with this guy.
Yeah.
And he's not supposed to be great yet. This is what he's going to learn. He's going to learn. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was the personality, and me and you hit it off, didn't we? We was like brothers. You know what I mean? And
within 6 months, we were like.
Yeah.
There was a guy who used to come into our tattoo shop when I worked with Carl. His name was Tom. And he was an amazing artist, really fucking good. I was like, mate, why are you not getting into tattooing? He's like, I don't know, I've got this thing going on. And I was like, fucking, you should really give it a go. He's like, and at the time, he was sort of mad into drones, and he was doing really well with drones. And he also got tattooed off some other artists. And I said, like, honestly, but you love art? He's like, yeah, I know. And he was a little bit shy. And I said, why don't you go, the guy who's doing your tattoos now, because it was a different guy, I said, why don't you go and ask him? He's not looking for anyone. I said, you go to him and you tell him that you want to be a tattooist, you want him to teach you, you'll be the first one in the shop, last one to leave, and I tell you what, he'll take you on. And he's like, do you reckon? Yeah, go to his shop and camp outside until he takes you on. And then he phoned me up and he's like, I'm outside his shop. Yeah. And then end of the day he goes, he's not took me on as an apprentice, but he's going to let me tattoo with him.
Yeah,
fucking
go in the door.
Show the commitment.
He's really good.
So the thing is, the dedication.
The artwork was there, but it's that thing, isn't it? It's that thing of that personal thing.
Throughout that 4 years that he was with me for, I put him through his he got some bollockings.
I appreciate that though.
But we was close. I think sometimes there's a fine line. Like we was friends, but at the same time there was a mutual respect. Even though he was younger than me and all that, some people take like power. Do you know what I mean? As like, I never once did that with him.
No.
I said, you make sure you lock up if you're after, you do this, you do that.
There was a dynamic, but it was a good dynamic.
Yeah, and you know, for 4 years is a long time. Like, I know you've got an apprentice. We're going to talk about apprentices now, and I think to get someone to stay, they've got to want to stay as well.
Yeah.
They're all going to leave eventually.
Yeah,
I know you don't think they're not.
No, they will. But I expect them to. But how many people teach apprentices, right? And they didn't enjoy their apprenticeship, but they treat their apprentice the same way that they did. Do you know what I mean? Like they'll say like, oh, it's really hard and stuff, but you find they get set in that way. They don't know how to teach them. It needs to happen,
doesn't it? You need that tough love lesson.
I had look. All these people watching this podcast don't really give a fuck how we got. They want to read the stories, and we're going to get to that, guys, in a minute. But before we get there, you've got to remember, I went to a tattoo shop from a guy who was very good to me and gave me a chance, and I wouldn't be a tattooist if he didn't give me a chance. Having said that, he wasn't a good tattooist. He's a bit better now, but he was shit. He was really bad. He'll watch this, and if he doesn't think he is, then he is, you know, he needs. It's a reality check. He wasn't good enough, right? So what he did was, he closed everything else off. He didn't want to see other people's work. You don't follow other people on Facebook. I was told, if someone was on my Facebook, he was like, why have you got that girl on Facebook? I was like, she's on my Facebook, delete her.
Just insecurity.
I was like, what? He was like, they're my customers, this is, you know, and it was always like, it was competitive.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, he doesn't want me to be better than him.
Because he doesn't want you to realise and go, oh shit.
But I don't know. I think in his head he thinks he was great. Because,
that's what I'm saying.
Because he didn't want to see everyone else. Because I think when I see an amazing tattoo and someone else does it, it makes me feel sick sometimes. I think, fucking hell, how good's that? I'm shit, mate.
It's like fucking.
Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm an award-winning tattooist, but I look at that and I think, oh, I'm shit, mate. And I'm questioning myself 18 years on every time I'm tattooing. I'm thinking, you have flaps and you've got to get through it and be able to. But the whole time that me and Adam was there, remember, nobody taught me to tattoo. I was stuck in a room, you know. Pat was the only one who helped me, okay? Pat was a brother of this other guy that I was working for, and he was half decent, so I had something to learn off him. But again, no one taught him. We didn't know what we was doing, right?
But you took a bit off him, didn't you? There was something. Well, there will be something.
Sometimes you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect. You know what I mean? I was
practicing. Whatever comes in, and you get.
So when
you
come
get the
to
shit
me
jobs,
as an apprentice, I can only show you what I know. I'm not an expert. Like people seem to think, oh, I'm going to come. This guy's really good. I'm going to be really good. It doesn't work like that. Something's got to click. I felt like for me, it took a hell of a long time, and then I felt like something clicked, and I felt there was a period where I got pretty good. And I think I just.
But then you plateaued.
Yeah, that was it then,
and you don't know.
I'm dreading that day.
You don't know until you know. I don't know how to make that step up until you do it, and you're like, "Fuck, I got it." Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I think it is as well? And you've got it, and you've definitely got it. It's the passion.
ADHD.
And it's that passion. If you lose the passion, and listen, customers can fucking grind you down, and we'll get onto that. But as far as apprentices go, it's tough being in a tattoo studio with all the banter and all that. You did really well. You're doing really well now. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
I love this little bromance.
You've got well, I asked you to be. I went to work with you for years. You never fucking would take me, would you?
No.
Come.
Fucking change your deodorant.
But
and then change mine.
we ended up becoming best friends. Me and Joe, and we're very close to this day. We've been friends. We have a mutual respect. We look out for each other. So. That's a bit boring. Let's get into the nitty gritty and the good stuff. Apprentices, stories, stuff we've done. Let's talk about all the stories, the drugs, the nights out.
When I threw up on your shoes.
What?
First night out we had.
Yeah, threw up on my shed. Just remember, you just told me that. Remember
there
it.
We go.
Let's start with night. Let's go apprentices. Do you remember we had a lad as an apprentice? I won't say his name, but he used to come in and he was like, "How can we get loads of attention for the shop? What can we do?" Do you remember?
Facebook Live was new at that point.
Yeah, it just come about, so we just got this Facebook Live. What can we do? And he was well game. He was up for it. He wanted to do everything. I remember we had an air rifle. Do you remember a pellet gun? And we was like, "We'll shoot you."
You just reminded me.
No, we shot him in the leg. The pellet was embedded in his leg.
How gutted was he coming up with? Let's do something crazy. To you,
we made
against the wall.
Do you remember we made him eat a tin of sardines?
Yeah.
Munch them down on camera. We didn't make him. He used to come into work and say, "What can we do today?"
Yeah.
Didn't he?
The one in winter, Where
this is a good one.
Honk if you're horny.
So Aiden's standing in his underpants in the snow.
And he stood outside in his boxers.
I didn't know it was his underpants. I remember you telling me he did it. And
yeah, that was fun.
Character building.
He was
So
game for
this
it.
lad, for me, he might not have been the best artist, but he had the banter. You've got to be like this. You've got to be able to take it and he had all that, and he could have gone a long way, but he just like wasn't. Do you remember him? He used to meet a girl. He was on. He was mad for shagging, wasn't he? He met a girl on one of these dating websites, and he just fucked off and went stop with her in Widnes somewhere, and he didn't turn up to work for days. And he messaged me and went, "Can you send me any money so I can get the train home? I'm stuck with this bird." So he sent him some money.
Yeah.
He walked into the shop and he fucking brought this bird with him to work. And this bird was stood there, man, she had fucking sweat pumping down her face.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember this? And I was like, why is she so sweaty? He went, oh, there's something wrong with her sweat glands. She sweats profusely. I was like,
Prince Andrew.
right,
Opposite,
okay.
opposite.
He went, I can't get rid of her. He said, this is what happened, right? I went there, I fucking banged her. He went, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, went for a wee, and went, I come back in the room, I thought it was a brother or something. There was this bald person in bed. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he was like, it was her. She had no hair. She was bald and she was wearing a wig and she had all this stuff wrong with her. And he was like there with her in work. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the thing, it's like, there's nothing wrong with going, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
If you told me, do you know what I mean?
It's like when you were telling me you got no hair, like.
Yeah, but no, he was a good lad and we had a good laugh with him. But he just wasn't.
And we tattooed his nipples.
We tattooed his nipples. He just wasn't fucking turning up. He'd go missing for days on end. Do you know what I mean? So I think if he'd have been a bit older and more reliable, he would have turned out a very good tattooist. Because I think if you've got somebody showing you and you're committed, you don't have to be the best artist in the world. You can still do good tattoos.
You just got to have the minerals for it.
Yeah.
Your artwork will improve, won't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you not think so though? Like the apprenticeship thing. So depending what age you come into it, depends how your apprenticeship is. Like I got into it at 18, and I really wanted to tattoo. I really wanted to do it. So one night I'd gone to a club. We were going out to a club in Manchester, and I drove there. And on the way there, my car broke down. I was like, well, fuck it, we're almost there. Came out of the club at fucking 2 a.m, sort of wait for the guy to come fix it, pick up guy, and he sort of like 4 o'clock. By the time I got home, it was like 6 o'clock, and I phoned the guy at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, mate, but fucking, it's not my fault, car broke down, I just got in. He goes, right, so you're going to let us all down? Well, no, I'm not going to let you down, I genuinely would. He goes, right. He said, so bus is not running? Well, it's Sunday, mate, they're not, right? Your legs broke?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Well, we're going
right,
back.
See you at 10 then.
There you go. So we're going back to this wokeness, and these days, like, you know, you go to work, don't you?
Yeah.
I used to go out, binge, and get off my head all night, wake up in the morning, and still have to go to fucking work.
Yeah, but his mates had said to me, he's testing you. But I was too scared to lose this job, do you know what I mean? I really wanted this. And he's like, if you told him to fuck off, maybe he would have gone, yeah, fair one, mate. I can respect you. I don't fucking know, but I walked 2 hours to the shop fucking Sunday morning, do you know what I mean? Because I fucking wanted it. Do you know what I mean?
I think this day and age now. Well, no, I won't talk. Let's talk about the nights out. Let's talk about the nitty gritty, the good stuff. Let's have a fucking crack. How many can you remember? Me and you.
It's like a rhetorical question, isn't it? Like how many nights out can you remember?
It's all
you
a bit.
Can't remember any of it.
So you said, remember the first time I took you out? How old were you? 18 or something?
I was probably about 19, 20, yeah.
And we got on it big time, and you spewed in my
Importers.
shoes. Why did you have no shoes on?
No, you had your black leather fucking shit flickers on.
But you spewed in them, so he took them off.
Spewed on his on his brown leather shit flickers.
So you didn't spew in him? Oh no.
No, I spewed on him, and I spewed down your dad's door as well.
I remember that. It was all in the patch attack.
I had the
No, that wasn't the convention.
Was that coming back from Telford, wasn't it?
No, we'll get into that in a minute. No, we came back on a Sunday.
Roses.
Yeah, we'll get into that
Roses.
one. So, I can remember a lot of instances, a lot of MDMA, a lot of cocaine, a lot of fucking, like, you know, we used to have a right fucking laugh. We used to go out, we used to do all sorts. We went to watch Stone Roses in Leeds.
He was in Leeds, yeah.
We started drinking in R2.
One of their last gigs they did as well, as a full band, yeah.
Was that when they did the comeback at Ian Park then?
Yeah, so it finished. The last one was did Wembley, then they did Glasgow. I went to the Belfast as well, if you remember. So I'd been to see him like 2 days earlier with my missus, which is a different experience with your missus. And I battered someone as well, so I'm lucky I didn't get chucked out. But
you had a fight.
But when we went to Leeds, mate, that was I can't even remember how we got there. We was off our twats. And we was going in, and we got to the fucking stadium, and there was sniffer dogs everywhere.
And I had MD tonight.
His ass fell out, yeah? He was like, I'm not taking my MD, I won't take it.
They're not sniffing for drugs, by the way. They're sniffing for bombs.
I don't fucking know, but we was twisted.
Yeah.
So I said, give me that MD. They're about fucking gram. I swallowed a lot.
You ate it?
We shared it. Yeah, we shared it. Yeah.
And we buried, did you bury a joint or something like that in a massive field? Massive field. So I remember we went in, we was watching Stone Roses off our fucking heads. I can't remember what happened. Stone Roses, it was the most magical concert I've ever been because we were so far twisted. I remember just standing there with my hands up like that. And it was just like, wow. Do you remember that? It was surreal.
Yeah.
It was surreal. I remember you fucking dropping someone's drink down the back.
Yeah.
Red side and all. Anyway, we got to the end. We goes outside and says, no way we're going to find these drugs now. Like, we've been buried. Massive field. Fucking found them, didn't we?
It was in the grass, yeah.
Some guy twisted on the floor and you give him a joint. Remember?
His name was Robert Adams as well.
His name?
Yeah, his name was Robert Adams.
And your name's Adam
Roberts. Yeah. And then you was like, oh fucking hell, there's the back of the stadium, like there's the loading door where they come out. Should we go around there and try and meet him? So we're like, yeah, go on then. So we did, and then you were going to the security gate. He was trying to fuck us off, wasn't he? Yeah. And you were like, oh, I've broke my ankle. Is
that what you said?
And you were lying down on the floor, going, oh, I can't walk. I want to see Ian.
Is that what you said?
And then you kept miming him, didn't you? And someone went in and fucking got Ian out, and he came out.
Yeah, but this is the best part.
Ian,
he was like,
look at this
he was like, Big Danny. We'd been in the paper that week, I don't know if you remember. We'd been in the
paper. He'd already met him that week.
No, we hadn't met him, but he'd seen me in the paper and the guy who knew who I was.
Right.
A lot of people message me all the time, and Sarah's dad messaged me not long ago at Manny's funeral. Sarah's dad is in a band as a singer, and Manny was the bass player before he's just passed away. And Ian's always, he said he's close to Marley, my son Ian. And I text him, I've got his number, we speak. But yeah. Sarah's dad's like, fucking hell, he thinks the world of you, this, that and the other. And it's mad to think, innit, that somebody famous knows who you are.
Someone who you know.
Yeah,
knows
you. That was madness, that was a mad night. Yeah. That we got stuck, we missed all the trains, so we had to phone my dad to say, can you come and get us? He come and got us, your head had fell off, because Ian said, we knew where the after party was, we went to another club, didn't we?
Yep.
And we went to the wrong one.
We stole cups from the bar, which I still have.
I have thin, long plastic glasses.
My dad uses it as his fucking nighttime fucking drink. Yeah.
But then my dad picked us up in the car and Adam just spewed all out the fucking car everywhere, was off his fucking
And he went to get petrol 2 days later.
Yeah.
Fucking opened his petrol cap.
What, spewing it?
Yeah.
Opened it at the petrol station, all the spew fell out. Drugs and nights out. So we had a lot, didn't we? Me and you have done a lot of nights out. You don't go out with a tattooist, you never...
I go out with a tattooist, we used to do conventions. And we went to do the Doncaster tattoo jam, and my mate Keith was working and Carl was getting married, so for his stag do, I think he just didn't want loads of idiots turning up on his stag do, so his stag do was he was going to go to the Doncaster tattoo convention, go out to Doncaster, go on the night out. At the convention he was going to get tattooed, right? So my mate Keith was working it, so we all went to the booth, and Keith put a stag on him and wrote Flecky's stag do, and everyone didn't know, right? But we were all fucking pissed, so we were being dead loud, dead rowdy. We were getting people round, oh, come and do it, what my mate's like. And then next day, we went out that night, got pissed. Next morning, get up, phones mate Keith, who's working the convention. How's it going, mate? Yeah, I'm just packing up. Why? I've been kicked off the show. What? Yeah, fucking letting unlicensed people tattoo my booth. Oh, mate! And he goes, my fault, innit? I let it. I went, oh, fuck. So we got kicked off the show on the fucking Sunday.
We got twisted in Telford at a convention, didn't we? You was in bed for fucking 5 o'clock.
You bullied the fucking organiser into giving you an award, didn't you?
Is that where it come from?
Probably, is that where it come from? That's sort of it, yeah. I was like...
say bullied as a light term, but it was
Was it?
Am I getting an award? I don't know, don't I? Yeah, I better be getting an award.
Yeah.
And he thought,
you got
I better give him an award.
I got the main one at the end. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe on these YouTubes. Don't just watch it on Instagram. Get over to YouTube, see the full content. Thank you.
God bless.
We're going to have fun. Right, go on then. This is my shit though. Right, go on then.